Hey everybody, welcome to Storm Talk. This is Way Through News meteorologist Brian Good. I didn't get a chance to get to one yesterday, so here's one tonight. Got a band of gusty winds now passing through the bluegrass area of Kentucky. Stronger in Ohio, it looks like. Then the winds ease, and then another batch of stronger winds with the actual cold push that is moving in now just north of the Wabash Valley there in Indiana and Illinois. So gusty winds off and on, but the bigger issue is probably going to be the temperatures and, of course, the precipitation. Here's the latest look at the radar trends. Now, this is the radar. It's not on sensitive mode, so let me switch it over to a more sensitive look so you can see everything that is falling. And you can see the showers that are breaking out over the area. Let me take you to the north here. This is going to be the batch of rain we're going to be watching tonight that has a better chance to change over to sleet or snowflakes in general. The latest indications are the better chance for that to happen is going to be basically riding through here. There will likely be some snowflakes, maybe some sleet in this zone, and I think anywhere south of there it's probably going to be just rain. So that's the way it seems to be lining up. But notice this is a very narrow band of precipitation. All right, it's not very wide at all. So this is a quick hitting thing. It's not a big deal when it comes to the snowflakes. But you're going to ask, I know, are they going to be a big deal? How big are they going to get? Is it going to accumulate? Not a big deal. It's not going to accumulate. But as always, we'll watch it carefully. That's what we always say, right? Here in the metro, we've got quiet conditions now. We've had some showers around. That's good. But the break, again, will end when that batch out of Illinois and Indiana moves in. Here's the RPM model. It is showing as it arrives. Again, the main chance for snow on the northern fringe of that. And then you get more of a mixture potentially right over the Louisville area. Temperatures above freezing, no issues. And then later on tonight, probably some light snow flurries, maybe some snow showers more toward the Cincinnati area. But even flurries locally, wouldn't rule that out. And then later on tonight, one more wave will pass through. That one that passes through around 6 or 7 in the morning has a better chance for some snow showers in Ohio and East Kentucky. We may squeeze out a flurry locally, but mainly just clouds. But look at the numbers. 20s around the area. Now you see we're under a freeze warning all night tonight. Tomorrow, yes, they're still expecting some sunshine. There is going to be kind of a feeder band of moisture off of Lake Michigan that may enhance the clouds. And I wouldn't rule out perhaps some snow flurries developing out of this band. It looks to be just outside of wave country. We'll monitor that, especially living in Carrollton or Frankfort. But this is the band of clouds. It's been stubborn all week in my forecast and trying to put things together because for a while there, they were hinting it would be closer to Louisville, and that was really going to play havoc on these numbers on Saturday. Now it looks like it's going to be just far enough to the northeast. We should get some sunshine. That'll get us in the mid-40s. But even with full sun, mid-40s is pretty sad in April because usually the sun goes high enough you can counteract any type of cool air mass. That gives you an idea of how cold this one is, that it can't really overcome it. So 40s are best that we can do. Then we head into Saturday night. Freeze watch is already out, mainly along this area. So it's basically 65 and east, a freeze watch Saturday night. Mainly because we're going to dip down to the freezing mark, if not lower, around midnight or 1:30 in the morning. Areas to the west of 65 already are going to be in the mid-30s, above freezing. The south winds are going to ramp up overnight. So we're going to hit our low temperature at this point on Sunday morning. And then we'll begin to rise as we head through sunrise on Sunday itself. And that's the way it's looking at this point. There is going to be some moisture increasing. Right now, the chance for any type of ice pellet or snowflake to break out of that warm air advection looks to be just north of wave country. We'll monitor that because you see the numbers where they are. We got to keep an eye on that. Otherwise, the south winds ramp up in a hurry. RPM is taking us now to 71 degrees Sunday afternoon. 45 to 71. If we were to go to, say, 75... you see the difference there. That kind of a jump, when you go 30 degrees like that, is a tremendous air mass change, and it will be windy if that happens. So, go with the 60s for now, but it wouldn't surprise me if we hit 70. It's a warm flow, though, and a moist flow. So that means showers will begin to develop. In fact, as soon as the evening breaks out, some rain, thunder possibility. Here's the GFS, shows that will increase along a boundary that'll sag to the south slowly. A little low pressure will right along that as well and move to the south. So a band of rain Sunday night, early Monday. We may get a break in it over our area midday Monday, and then another surge of it as that low begins to eject outward into Tennessee. May enhance some of the rainfall over Kentucky especially. Kentucky has a good chance to hit 1 inch, if not higher. Indiana, lesser amounts are expected. Then after that, I got some good news to share. We're going to break out into a blocking pattern. Huge ridge is going to develop over a good chunk of lower 48, but this is the high that's really going to be dominant in our weather. This means we're going to start off with cool mornings, pleasant afternoons, gradual warming trend each and every day after the Monday rain. Maybe a couple degrees here and there increase each day. Nothing dramatic. It's going to be a slow process. We're going to ramp it up, though. So eventually we get to the 70s by the time we head toward next weekend. Then the pattern being a blocky look to it, any type of energy that develops has a good chance to be cut off from the main flow, which means it may likely either be slow and moving out into planes. It could get sheared out as it moves into the high pressure. So there's a lot of questions how this is going to unfold. Right now, the latest indications are this system would arrive here around the 18th of April with some spotty showers, maybe some thunder moving through the area. We'll see how that plays out. It may get completely washed out, and this may not even happen, but that chance is there. That moves out, and then this bad boy begins to move in. Here we go. This is Thunder over Louisville Day, Saturday the 23rd. This is in the afternoon, evening, by the way. We have an east wind, the way it's looking now, if this timing holds, by the way, with the new system approaching, that eventually turn the wind more south. But it looks like it would be east-southeast wind. It would be likely pleasant, 60s, maybe even 70, the way it's looking. But it would be on the drier side. But Saturday night into Sunday, especially after the fireworks, that would mean rain will move in. Now, I'm going to exercise some caution on this because when you get a blocking pattern, the speed of the systems that can get caught underneath the ridge will highly vary on models, in some cases up to 2 days. So right now, just like the polls you watch in politics, plus or minus the margin of error, for this kind of a setup, I'm saying right now plus or minus 2 days when it comes to these systems. So if we've got the 23rd here and you got a system to our west, it could either be really far to our west, which would mean the system over here then is actually on top of us, or this system could already be past our area and we're back into a warming trend again. So a lot of questions here, but at least we're seeing some promising news on the temperature side of things. We just got to get these systems timed out, and it's too early to make the call on that. But looking even further down the road, the latest long-term Euro that came out last night, I hinted to this. Again, negative AO is a cold pattern. We're in that now. That's NAO. Negative AO, negative EPO, and a positive PNA. Those all say cold weather for us. We've got it. Looking toward May, the indices on the NAO average out back and forth, close to average basically, slightly negative, which is concerning. The Arctic Oscillation does peak slightly in early May and then drops again. That's the control run showing that. The EPO is showing a tank that takes place in May, and the PNA does drop but then shoots back up again, positive. My concern here is we could get into a very active month of May, and I would not rule out another cold shot of air. Perhaps a very late season cold shot of air if these indices were to line up together again like they are now. And that's a possibility given these fluctuations showing up in the longer term Euro. It's one model's idea, but it is worth watching. Hopefully it doesn't affect Derby Day. We don't want that. All right, so that's the latest thinking for tonight. Keep me updated on your reports. I will try to do a Facebook Live if I get a moment to this evening as we get into the core of the rain moving in later on. All right, I'll see you tonight at 11 o'clock. Catch you then.